Hello everybody, Marco Stelnauer with another video, and we have another 2v2 versus Halo Pinnacle and the Raging Ninja, and we are my favorite combo, Cutter Anders, on the map Repository versus an Anders Arbiter. Now I don't really know who has the advantage on this map, but I do know that usually double Unsc is considered to be in a disadvantage. Now I don't really think this is true, still, people have to prove me wrong that it's not true, because I think that Gauss and Canister Shell are the two most overpowered units. So once you get to that point, the game is over. Now, the thing why it may be hard to get is because you can get caught by the Arbiter, and there will be a lot of trouble. And everybody says that repeating cannon Banshees win, but really in 1v1 Gauss never really repeating cannon never really beats Gauss. So if I just keep my hawk numbers up and don't lose too much, I should be fine. Also, another thing is with the early hawks, I can harass the UNSC or the Arbiter, especially the UNSC, and delay his tanks if the Arbiter is playing on offense, which sometimes the Arbiter will try to do. If he stays on defense, then that's fine, because if I stay untouched, and I know this from experience, if I stay untouched and the Arbiter stays untouched, I'm gonna win, because I'm just gonna drop the D-bomb in the main battle that way. Now, I am playing here with I'm Not Very Legit, probably the best 2v2 player. So he was actually nice enough to try this out with me. And he was gonna play Cutter, and I'm basically just Anders. Now, this is one of the very, very first games we played together with this combo, and also the very first few games we played together, because I never really played 2v2. Now, I had some crazy ideas, and he had some good ideas to make it better. And I was thinking of ways to abuse the Gunner versus Arbiter Anders. Now, and I probably think that versus an Arbiter Anders on this map, it's pretty hard to play, especially as WNSC. But I have some really, really good ideas how to actually make it work. And on the single base, if I'm Anders and his Anders is on a double base, I will probably have less hogs, but I will have more hogs early on, so I don't have to worry about getting caught or anything, and I can go for a heavier eco, and I can delay my gunner for a couple of seconds just to get an extra upgraded pad, etc, etc. I can actually kill the sentinels all around the map, and now I see that the Arbiter's playing an offense, which he's actually going for the expo, so that's pretty good. Now, I can do a couple of things. I can go and challenge the UNSC's hogs, because obviously at this point I still have more, and then I will win Hog War, and the Anders is just screwed. That's just the way it is. If I catch those hawks right now, they're screwed, and that's actually what I could go for. But what I actually decide to do this game is I decide to clear the middle right here. I think I do, I'm probably clearing the middle, because I'm Not Very Legit tells me that he's probably gonna get raged down by the first tank, but the enemy Anders is probably not gonna go tanks anyway. Or he is, probably, versus double UNSC. So I could be catching those enemies' hogs, and I could also be delaying the UNSC right now. But what I'm actually doing right now in this game is I'm clearing the middle. Now, because I have such a heavy eco, I went really for an eco heavy, as everybody can tell, I'm going to get a very fast tech 2. Now, with this very fast tech 2 that I'm getting, and the Arbiter is still harassing, so if the Arbiter comes back at this point, I'm going to drop a D-bomb and kill the Arbiter. That's what I'm going to do. And then the Arbiter is just done. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get Gauss, and I'm going to keep buying all the Super Sentinels from the middle to assist I'm Not Very Legit in the tank war. So I'm Not Very Legit is Cutter, and he doesn't really have to worry about all that stuff. I can also heal him, and because I went for this delayed gunner, because I don't need to worry about getting caught early on, I'm going to actually have a stunning eco, so I'm thinking about buying the Super Sentinel. I would buy it if he would push up with one tank right now, because that would be very possible to get a very quick tank out, especially if he would be Cutter. Now, as you can see, the Arbiter's going straight for the reactor, but it doesn't really matter. I'm Not Very Legit already has one tank out. He's going to try to kill that, and actually, he's just going to let this tank rage down. I'm thinking about helping, but he says, nah, you don't have to. It's all fine. It's all fine. So I'm like, yeah, he got that. So now, obviously, his tank is going to get raged down, but I am going to get Gauss very quickly without the Arbiter around. So any of these times, I could be harassing, right? That's one thing I definitely could have done, but I didn't for some reason because I was still experimenting with this build. And now I'm just going to buy Gauss and Super Sentinels. And this is on one base. This is very affordable. And, you know, once I'm not very legit, gets a couple of tanks out, then everything should be fine. So now I'm actually going to push up, and I want the Arbiter to recall because I don't want it to be too long on the base. I'm actually pushing right now because I'm about to get Gauss. I'm about to get everything. I do have the Super Sentinel in the middle, so whenever there's the first tank, I pushes up, and I already got 2 Super Sentinels right now. So that tank is basically already dead. That tank is dead. So they can't really do a whole lot with that. Now I am also able here to drop the D-bomb. I do have Gauss, so I could drop a D-bomb. But he's actually right there. He's pretty weak, so I decide not to. Like, I can just kill this. He stopped raging, but he probably could have killed 2 more hogs, and I would have had 5 hogs left or something. But now I'm getting reserves and everything, and I'm just going to kill off these tanks, because with 2 Super Sentinels, I can actually stun his tanks, and they're not going to do anything. So, because I had this very good economy because of the delayed gunner, because I don't have to worry about getting caught early on like in 1v1, I can actually upgrade some pads and I can get Gauss. Now, I can also catch the early tanks like you saw right there. And obviously, because I'm buying all these Super Sentinels, I'm not very legit, it's going to get tank lead. Now, I don't really think that double summon's gonna do a whole lot at this point because I'm not very legit. It's gonna get Canister Shell, Wolverines maybe if it's really needed, and we can just push up with the Super Sentinels right here. Now, this is without any delays that they had. They did not have any delays. I did not play offense or I did not harass them for a single second this entire game. Now, obviously, the Anders is not gonna be able to tech up right now because we're attacking. But as you can see, the Anders is definitely going to push this attack off. Now I'm trying to help, I'm not very legit right here, but this is definitely a mistake what I should have done. I should have just went for a base. Now, obviously, I do recognize this mistake myself looking back at this game, but this was only the very first game, so I'm like, I'm not very legit, we should back out. So at this very moment, I should have been driving around and killed the depot. So this is not even close to a perfect play. This is actually pretty awful, if I should say it like that. This is actually pretty bad with my play. But next time, definitely, I'll be harassing a little bit more in the early game, and I'll also be whenever he's trying to attack, doing a whole lot of stuff on the bases, like harassing and everything. Now we already did kill the Arbiter, and we have 2 D-bombs left. 2 D-bombs. So even if I drop the D-bomb right there to kill the stuff right there, then it wouldn't have mattered because I'm not very legit still as a D-bomb. Now I told him, do you want me to heal that tanks? Because I easily have the economy to afford it. And he was like, no dude, I don't have to buy the Super Sentinels. I'm already on a good eco myself. So I'm like, okay, wow, that's great. So maybe I'm gonna say, usually we could have also cleared a base, to get myself an extra base and get some Gauss. But really, like, all these things are just mistakes, and I'm pretty sure they're not played it perfectly either. I'm pretty sure they kind of made some mistakes as well. I mean, they had to. Well, actually, now they're going to switch to Hunters. Now I see they're all harassing here, so obviously I don't have to push on there. And I have my 4 Super Sentinels that are doing some pretty good work. I'm just not gonna push on the coffee because he's getting Hunters right now. So we got the Arbiter right here. I'm D-bombing. Now this is like, he did not have the money at the moment for the D-bomb, but that's why our combo is like so beast. Now I'm actually moving my Sentinels into the D-bomb so they cannot get cryoed. Which is actually something that I like to do a lot when I drop a D-bomb. And he's just gonna put his tanks like right there. So obviously now we're pushing in here. I got the Super Sentinels, he got the tank, so it's independent micro. Like, I also got the Hogs, I can harass with those Hogs. And he's just getting a stunning eco. Now the Arbiter is trying to rage him down here, but really it's just so not cost effective for an Arbiter on Tech 1 to rage those down. It's just, it's just terrible for him to rage it down. So actually now that the Arbiter is away, I'm gonna try to push on this base. So I'm saying, like, if the Arbiter recalls, just drop a D-bomb on this teleporter just to make sure that I kill it. I don't know how much is damage at this point, and I'm not gonna be able to afford anything. So now he got cryoed, and we D-bombed the Arbiter right here, which wasn't even needed. And now he's getting frozen, but my Super Sentinels are just stunning every fucking tank right there. So that didn't even matter. He can just keep spamming and spamming tanks. He doesn't have to worry about the leader powers. And I can just cryo. Obviously a back cryo, but maybe I thought there were more behind it. I just wanted to save myself some time to rape this base. It's all like this game is far from perfect, and probably if you're a high level 2v2 player, you're saying, Marco, what the fuck are you doing? I thought you were a good player. Well, I know I made these mistakes looking back at it, but this is our very first game on this, like, or a second game, either our first game or a second game in these situations. Here I figured out you should not try to help again. Like whenever there's tanks, I should just move away and I should just let legit do the work, because obviously he's gonna get such a massive tank lead because I can heal for him. I can buy those sentinels. I can, I can harass for him. He doesn't have to make an extra hawk because I'm gonna spawn block that shit. I mean, he's just gonna get an amazing eco lead, and I feel like that if I play this right perfect, and he plays it right perfect, I don't know what an arbiter's gonna do about it, or a brute. And people are saying double summit is OP, but it's not. It's not. If I get Gauss that quick with such a good economy, then I don't think double summit is OP at all. And because I'm not very legit, already gets such a huge tank lead, he can easily pump out an extra Wolverine if it really doesn't work out. It's the same reason for me. If somehow he loses tank lead, I can always pump out an extra Gremlin just to help out. But that's usually not needed, because on this map we have those Super Sentinels. But for example, on the docks. On the docks, I'll go for a quicker Grenadier, trying to get my Expo a little earlier, even before they get Banshees out. And I've also got a pretty nice high eco build on that map as well to make it actually work. Now, also, I can, anytime, I could have clicked him to, get PT faster, because single base Gauss, the way you do this is just really good. Now, I hope you enjoyed it. Just think about this combo. Don't just say, wow, this is such a bad combo, you shouldn't play it anymore, because really, I think it's actually possible to legitimately play Cutter Anderson on all the maps on 2v2, and we'll find strategies for it. We just started right now, so I mean, I hope to see you guys later, and give me some hints or tips to improve. Yeah, see you guys later.